going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today I have Bufarete and Clash with Shane back on the channel. Fellas, what's up? Welcome to the channel.
Glad to be here to defeat Shane and embarrass him in front of everyone one more time.
I'm happy here to get my revenge because we all know whose list was actually better the last time, but
how did you get that? Because the votes were like 70-30. So how are you quantifying that your list was better than mine?
So just to cut in for a second, guys, before we get into the banter, for those of you who have no idea what you're watching right now, this is our balance change wish list video where I bring on two YouTubers. I have Shane and Bufarete back on the channel. Last time I did it with Legendary Ray, but I wanted to bring these two back because we had such a fun time the first time. They're gonna give their top 5 cards to balance inside the game, 5 cards that they feel are broken and need to be fixed. And you guys, 1 hour after this video goes live, get to vote on whose list you agree with more out of the two. Probably with these two schlubs, probably not going to agree 100% with both of them. But you guys can vote on my community tab poll on YouTube on whose list you agree with first. So guys, who wants to go first?
I'll go because I'm the people's champ, so I think I'll have an easier time than Shane going.
Go for it.
Bufarete will go first. Go ahead, Boof.
I don't have any nerfs. I think right now we all know which cards are broken and needs a nerf. I have cards that I want to be brought back into the meta. So all the 5 cards that I'm gonna tell you have less than 3% usage, and some of them have 0.
No
First one is the
nerf.
bomber.
Are you crazy? Go on.
No, I want buffs. I don't want nerfs. I only want buffs because I mean we know they're gonna nerf the fisherman.
Shane, he's going for the vote, man. He doesn't want to piss anybody off with the nerfs.
Do it.
You can tell. All right, go on.
Until he says buff Hog Rider.
I'm defending the cards that no one cares about. So I'm going against the popular vote to show that I can win, Shane. First one, it's gonna be the bomber, guys. Bomber, it has right now 1% usage, and I don't understand how the bomber is the only bomb, like the only skeleton card that carries a bomb that when he dies, he doesn't drop the bomb behind. You got the balloon, you got the bomb tower, you got the giant skeleton. When they all die, the bomb stays behind and hits everything. I want the bomber to drop the bomb behind and do similar to zap damage, so it's gonna kill like skeletons or things like that. I think that may give it a little bit more usability because then you can put it in the back, you can put it in the front, and it's gonna give you a little bit more flexibility. That is my first my first wish list item. Shane, hold on, Shane, please. My second one, it's gonna be the goblins. Right now, goblins, nobody used them. Why would you use goblins? You either use skeletons, you use bats, you use guards, goblin gang. Nobody's using goblins. I think they're too expensive for 2 elixir. You know what I want? I want 1 elixir goblins, but I only want 2 of them. Let's try it out.
What about skeletons? Hey. They're gonna box out skeletons, right?
Ash, can you please disable the like-dislike ratio on this video? Because right now you're about to get a bunch of dislike. Yeah, but right now nobody's
That's all you,
using
bro.
them.
That's all you. Any dislike on this video, I'm gonna blame Bufarete. Go on, Boof.
Nobody's
Goblins
using them anyway. They're such a great card. They do so much damage, but nobody's using them. Give them a little bit more boss, a little bit more of a buff. Then number 3, it's gonna be the tombstone. Right now, I cannot understand why anyone would ever play the tombstone versus the goblin cage. It serves no purpose. It does no damage to the tower. You can completely ignore it and just go opposite lane. It's a waste of time. I wish it would either would cost a little bit less. I wish it would spawn skeletons 3 at a time maybe instead of 1 at a time, even if they don't make it to the tower, even if the lifespan is shorter. I just think the card right now, nobody uses it unless people that have it max and needs it with their like Lava Hound deck. There's no reason to use it over Goblin Cage, period. The Goblin Cage, if left unattended, it's going to do a lot of damage to the tower. It's super tanky. It's so much better. Number 4, it's going to be the Wall Breakers. One of my favorite cards to play in draft. It has to be the Wall Breakers and the Royal Recruits. Nobody's using them. Literally 0% use rate. And I don't think the card is bad, right? I just think they need a little bit more HP, and I've been willing to pay 1 more elixir and have them a little bit tankier, so they can be a direct replacement to the Hog Rider. Oh, do you want to play Hog Rider, or do you want to play like Wall Breakers? Obviously, the Wall Breakers, when they explode, they do a little bit area damage, so they can have a little bit more flexibility. But right now, I think it's such a great card that receives 0% usage, and I think that's very unfair. And the third one that I have, and this is where the dislikes are gonna reign in. a few months ago, we had more archetypes. You had Beatdown, you had Expo, you had Mortar, whatever, but you had Three Musketeers were their own archetype. Right now, there's no Three Musketeers. Nobody's playing them. What happened with them? I want Three Musketeers back. They were a big part of the meta. They used to be like, at some point, there were more than 20% of the decks were Three Musketeers, and that is a whole archetype that it's completely dead right now with less than 2% usage overall. So those are my buff list.
To review,
and
you have Goblins at 1 elixir, you have Wall Breakers buffed, you have Tombstone buffed, you have the
Bomber Death Damage,
Three Musketeers, and Bomber? Is that
Death Damage. Yeah.
All right. I have some thoughts, man. I think you're crazy on a couple of those. But anyway,
I agree.
Shane,
I agree.
you
Crazy.
go first,
all right,
then
so
we'll do a quick battle round.
Are you guys ready for the superior list right here? Because I have it for you. Ready? So the first, and actually all 5 of my cards are the same card. It's going to be, number 1 is Nerf the Expo. Number 2 is Nerf the Expo. Number 3 is Nerf the Expo. And 4 and 5 are also Nerf the Expo.
I thought this video was going to be hard.
I think the Expo is one of the only decks in the game that's been as popular and as strong as it's been for over a year now that hasn't been touched. Every other deck in the game that's been in that spot of being that popular and good has been touched in some way since then. And they actually buffed the Expo earlier this year, which to me was one of the weirdest buffs ever that I've seen in the history of the game. And Expo is everywhere right now, and it's growing in popularity every month. Almost every 3rd battle I go on ladder, it's Expo battle. And I actually know people at my clan that are quitting the game because they're just getting tired of facing Expo every game. So number 1 on my list is Nerf the Expo. Redesign it somehow, make it more offensive, make it less defensive, maybe make it last 30 seconds but deal more damage. So that way players can't stack defenses as much as they do right now, but still be viable on offense. But biggest wish list for me is Expo. If I could have it on all 5 of my list, it would be all 5. But number 1 right now, guys, is redesign Expo, but nerf at the same time. Number 2 is going to be Royal Recruits. Give them a slight DPS buff. I think they're on the cusp of being viable. We've seen a few decks with the Recruits in them this season. But they've since kind of fallen out of the meta. And I would just like to see a slight DPS increase for those recruits, 2%. Nothing crazy, just a slight bump up. The 3rd card I agree with Bufarete is the Wall Breakers. But I find it funny he mentions that the Bomber is the only bomb-wielding skeleton that doesn't drop a bomb upon death. And yet the Wall Breakers have a giant bomb on them, but they don't drop a bomb on death. So I want to see the Wall Breakers have that death bomb.
Got you.
Because I think Wall Breakers, obviously they need love. And I think the death bomb is the way to go for that. Make it feel like an epic card. We've been saying it for months over and over and over again. I think now's the time. The 4th card here is going to be the Bowler. I think Seth shared a potential Bowler redesign on Twitter a couple weeks ago. It was definitely not kind of for sure by any means. But I like the idea of it. Basically, the Bowler would have increased damage to buildings, making it more offensive, which I think it's a kind of cool way to kind of change up the card and prevent it from being too defensive and annoying. And the 5th card on my list here is the Giant. About this time last year, Giant got nerfed by 2% health. I think, to me, that was a bit random of a change. I think they were trying to nerf the Giant from Musketeer deck that was dominating back in the day, but they nerfed it indirectly through Giant. So I think the Giant should get his 2% health back that was nerfed about a year ago. But that is my 5 list right there.
Okay, so we have both of the lists. 3 cards that you didn't mention that I'm gonna sneak my own list in here, but you guys can't vote on mine because I know you all vote for me because I'm brilliant on this. First of all, I'm so shocked that neither of you included Fisherman, which we know confirmed is getting a nerf. But that's just there. That's just.
I mean, we know it's so broken right now that it would have been just a no-brainer.
And you guys are cool with Executioner, I assume. I'm
fine with Executioner.
All right, so my 3 are I want 3 reworks, kind of. Buff / rework to Night Witch, rework to Witch, which I already know is coming, but I'm just really curious on how that's going to play out, and rework to the Wizard. I'm thinking ladder here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thinking kind of mid-ladder. So those are my asks. I do think that Royal Recruits are really good in draft mode, so that would be the card that I have an issue with on your list, Shane. I think that Royal Recruits are actually are actually kind of good in some game modes. They're just not meta. And even when you play against them on ladder very infrequently, like 1% of your matches, if not less, I still think they're like, it's never like you're like, oh, recruits, who cares? They're the worst card ever. It's more like, oh, recruits, how am I going to deal with this crap? You know, kind of.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want them to become like that much more annoying, but I can kind of see where your head's at. Bufarete, Tombstone, what the hell, man? Tombstone's amazing. You're crazy on Tombstone.
Versus Goblin Cage?
Yeah.
Goblin Cage, level matters. Tombstone, level doesn't matter. You can run that under leveled, beautiful card, excellent against bridge spam, nice synergies defensively. I like Tombstone, man, personally.
Yeah, Tombstone gives you a distraction card as well. Like versus Alpaca, you have that swarm aspect of it as well. So
what do you guys think? So I'll give you guys 30 seconds each to tear the other person's cards apart. Bufarete, you can go first.
I'm gonna start with Chain. I think your Expo nerf it's uncalled for. That card has less than 5% usage right now, and it's only used in the top ladder a lot because it can draw, or in the grand challenges because it's one of the only cards that can draw. Draws are going away. Once draws go away, and you can just turtle once you're going against a hard counter, I think Expo is gonna fall in popularity a lot. Because it's quite easy to tie with it. I think the Giant is not in a bad place. I think Giant has been killed because of the Fisherman. The Fisherman just completely counters the Giant, and there's no point of why you would use it while the Fisherman is so rampart. I think Giant is fine where it's at right now. I play in the ladder, and every time I'm running like Siege, Giant completely destroys me, especially once you put it with the minor poison. It's a pain in the butt. I agree with the Royal Recruits. I actually agree with the Wall Breakers. I didn't even think about them. I guess once they kill themselves, they explode. So that's what I wasn't thinking on that. That's my thoughts on you crazy man. I didn't know I was going to win so easy.
Nice. All right. Okay. So with your list, there's one card I can agree with. And that's the Bomber. I feel like it needs some love, and I agree with your idea of the Death Bomb. But man, the rest of your list, man, I don't know what you were thinking here. Goblins. I think goblins are fine. Don't touch goblins.
That's why no one uses them.
Don't touch Tombstone. Tombstone's actually pretty popular in a couple of variety of different decks. You know, Splash Yard, Lava Hound, different decks. Like a card doesn't have to be used in every deck of the game. I think Tombstone's fine the way it is. And the Three Musketeers, I think you're crazy. The Three Musketeer meta was one of the craziest and oppressive metas in Clash Royale history. Like it almost had like it was boxing out every other deck in the game. So I'm actually happy with Three Musketeers being the way they are right now.
So you're fine with just killing a whole archetype just because you didn't like it?
Yep. Let's do the same thing to Expo, please.
Two
If you can kill Expo,
Two
I'll be happy
words for
to.
you guys. Elixir Golem. He's going to revive Three Muskies, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so. I think so as well.
Because imagine,
But you know what?
with Elixir
Kill
Golem,
Musketeers.
you can do Battle Ram Three Musketeers in one lane and an Elixir Golem Three Musketeers in the other lane.
Yep.
And by the time they recoup, their towers are both going to be gone.
They'll be 3 crowned.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think so.
And imagine if you buff the recruits on top of that, Shane. It's going to be like recruits, Elixir Golem, Battle Ram, Three Musketeers, all coming at you at the same time. It'd be pretty crazy. What were you going to say, Bufarete?
I don't think so, because I think the 4 elixir it's gonna give you one thing you can never, if you're playing against 3 musketeers, once you have the positive elixir trade on them, you have them pinned. You know, once you can start fireballing and getting crazy fireball luck value. I play a lot of Expo, right? So when I went against 3 musketeers, it was always good to see a free win for myself. I think if you just do the elixir golem, it's just gonna be more elixir for me, more locks free on more free locks on the tower, and more fireball value. So I don't think it's gonna be a big deal.
So you think the guy's gonna suck then, huh?
No, I don't think it's gonna suck. I just don't think with 3 musketeers is gonna be great.
What archetype do you see him being good in? Not to derail this conversation, but what archetype do you see him doing well in?
Just beat down, where you cannot get a lot of spell value.
Graveyard, bro. Graveyard, I feel like too.
Yeah, I can see that. But then at the same time, the problem with Graveyard is they're going to be able to cycle back to whatever counter to the Graveyard is, and then you're going to be in a problem. Versus you just use Beatdown, I get 4 elixir. It doesn't matter to have extra 4 elixir once you have a Lumberjack, a Night Witch, and a Baby Dragon on your tower with a Golem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
All right, well, guys, what you've had a chance to give rebuttals on the other person's list. Any final? You want to give a final, 30-second pitch for why your list is better, and you know, I don't know. We'll call it.
Well, I think it can be unspoken. I think everyone already knows why my list is better.
It really comes down.
So
to
I don't need to say anything here.
It really comes down to how viewers feel about Expo. I feel like I'm with you, actually, Shane. I actually think that Expo deserves a nerf. So I'm on that side. But Bufarete does bring up a good point. The use rates are not out of control with Expo, but it feels that way, at least to me in my ladder range. I feel like.
Well, he did say top ladder, and you know, not to toot my own horn here, but I am, you know, top ladder here. So
once draws go away, once
weird.
draws go away, Expo is not going to be a thing.
Yeah, but some players like Carnage, I saw tweeted that he thinks that no draws are actually going to help Expo.
Yeah, I've seen it's been a mixed opinion on that.
Mixed. I think some Expo players say it's going to be worse. Some Expo players say it's going to be better. Some say it's going to be a wash. So time will tell how that plays out for sure. Actually, by the time this video goes live, people might already know that a little bit. But guys, any final words from either of you guys? A huge shout out to both of you guys for coming on the channel. I can't wait to see who wins this one. Will Bufarete win the popular vote again? Or will Shane take it? And then in that case, we'll have to have a tiebreaker, and I'll have to bring you guys back. And it's But
my
guys,
last point, Ash, is I'm trying to revive 5 dead cards. That's my point. Why add new cards when we have cards with 0% usage? That's all I have to say. I don't think that
Tombstone and Goblins are dead personally, but
I mean 2% usage. You know, that's might as well be dead.
Anyway. All right, well, guys, I want to give a huge shout to Bufarete and Clash with Shane. Both their channel information will be in the pinned comment and the show notes. Remember to vote on the community tab poll here on YouTube as well. Who you agree with, that poll will go live an hour after this video goes live. And I guess that's it, guys. Definitely subscribe to these guys. Seriously, they both upload are you both every day? I know Shane is.
Yes, sir.
Every day?
Yes, sir.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. 2 guys who put in a ton of time and hard work and put out a lot of great, entertaining, educational, strategic, blah, blah, blah content here on YouTube for Clash Royale. So honestly, guys, give them a sub, follow them on social media. Guys, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
see you guys.
All right, guys, shout out to Stats Royale and to Bren Chong, my YouTube partners. Check out their information in the show notes below. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. Really appreciate it. And as always, take care, guys.